I want to get to a serious subject. As you all know, or some of you don't know, next week is April 24th, and this will mark, I believe, the 97th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide. This is the official date of commemoration, April 24th. For all of you who aren't familiar with the events that occurred in 1915, there was genocide committed against our people. Armenians were under the rule of the Ottoman Empire, and in 1915, towards the end of World War I, the Ottoman Empire decided to deport Armenians from their homes, walk them through the desert, and subsequently kill them. And that they attempted to pretty much make the Armenian population extinct within the Ottoman Empire. As we can all tell, they failed because the descendants of Armenians lived on. Some of us have immediate family members who survived the genocide, as in they were taken out of their homes and they survived. My grandfather was a survivor, I know that much. Some of us had family that were, outside the reach of the Ottoman Empire at the time, and those Armenian descendants lived on as well. I like to say that every Armenian that you see is a descendant of a genocide survivor, whether that person lived through the genocide and survived the actual physical torture, or the fact that they were not near the genocide, but they lived on because of that. Obviously, this is a very sensitive subject. Here in America, the genocide is not recognized. This has more to do with the United States and the United States relations with the country of Turkey. I remember a few months back when France said they were going to recognize the genocide. They were actually said that anyone who denies genocide is committing a crime. Or I don't know the exact details. You guys should look it up for yourselves. But Turkey got, they also, I guess, were allies with France, and they got ticked off that France was even considering recognizing the genocide, let alone actually taking steps in order to actually do it. So if the United States lost or became less favorable with Turkey, I understand that everything going on in the Middle East that America has involvement in is not gonna go so well, because they land in Turkey and send their troops throughout the Middle East from there. It's kind of like a port for soldiers. So I can understand why the genocide is not recognized in America, but honestly, it's nonsense, first of all, that it's not recognized by Turkey, that they don't admit that they have not admitted what they've done. It's been almost a full century, and they haven't admitted to anything. They deny. You look in a Turkish history textbook, nothing about the Armenian Genocide. Nothing at all. There's barely any mention of it in American textbooks, which is a shame. The only people who seem to know about it while I was growing up were my AP history teachers, and they really knew their stuff. So of course they heard about it. But this subject is it's touchy. A lot of people don't know about it. I remember giving speeches in high school. My last 2 years, I went on the PA system on April 24th, and I made a speech about the genocide. I kind of paraphrased the stuff I was saying earlier. And people came up to me later in the day, and they're like, wow, we had no idea. And my other teachers went up to me, they're like, you were really brave for doing that. Because, I guess they thought no one really wanted that kind of attention towards them. But this attention, this needs to get to everyone's attention, that in 1915, 1.5 million Armenians were killed. They were taken out from their homes and killed. It bothers me because I love being Armenian so much, it bothers me that we can't even get an apology. Now, I know everyone else a lot of people are saying, oh, they should get something back from Turkey. They should get land back, or they should get money. I think that the first step should be to get them to say, okay, we did it and we apologize. That's just me. I mean, if you guys have your opinions, I have mine. I honestly think that this whole thing is just I'm sick of it. Now, I'm not sick of the fact that we are going around and saying recognize genocide. I'm not sick of that. I say we should do that until it gets recognized. And I mean, I know there's people out there, other Armenians, that are like, oh, everything's about the genocide, but it's so important that it gets recognized, because it shows that we as a people mean something. I honestly feel that, because if no one has the decency to say, hey, this happened, what does that make of us? And I could go on about this. I can go on and saying how wrong the Ottoman Empire was back in the day, and how other things stemmed from the genocide, but it's not my place. I'm not an expert on the situation. There are plenty of experts. You can look up online what happened. You can look up famous Armenian speakers. On April 24th, there's probably so many Armenian speakers talking about the genocide. For anyone in the Rutgers area, the New Brunswick area, the Rutgers Armenian Club, we're holding our own genocide commemoration on Brower Common at Brower Steps. From 7 to 9, we will have our candlelight vigil, and we will all be doing speeches and recite poetry that has to do with the genocide. Afterwards, we'll be watching Grandma's Tattoos, a movie in Scott Hall. For those of you who'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to. But aside from all that, the political aspect, now, I mean, everyone usually, they feel like this day on the 24th is a day to be, I don't know. I see more sad faces than I usually do. Now, people wonder why I don't get sad on April 24th. I feel like April 24th should be not only a commemoration and, paying tribute to the fallen, but it should be also a celebration. Now, let me continue. A celebration of the fact that we as a people have come back from the genocide. We as a people have been able to thrive since the genocide. We as a people have been able to come to this country or any other country that Armenians travel to, whatever countries our diaspora spreads through. We've been able to succeed. We've been able to have families. We've been able to have businesses. And we've been able to make money. We've been able to be happy. I feel that the 24th should also not only be a commemoration, but a celebration of Armenian pride and Armenian unity, because it shows we as a people are united, we care about our past, we look forward to our future, and we will work our hardest to make sure that that future is bright for us and our children. Now, if you feel like I haven't done this subject justice, let me know. I feel it's never a good thing to get overly passionate about a subject, especially since I have this live microphone. I don't want to say things that I'm going to not necessarily regret, but things that I can't say. So I'm going to go into the music, and we will listen to some music, hopefully that captures the mood of the genocide commemoration spirit. We are far from finished. We have a good 10 minutes, and I'm going to make use of those 10 minutes. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far, enjoyed the brief discussion on the genocide and the importance of the commemoration. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I hope I didn't offend anyone, and I hope I did the subject justice, and I hope you guys realize how lucky we are now, because back then Just think, if maybe 2 or 3 more people died, how many Armenians wouldn't be here? How many friends you wouldn't have right now? That's usually what I think about when it comes to this. Anyway, let's get back into the music, guys. Thank you.